Is it true that the landed property prices are increasing? And whether it has increased from 2024? Then this episode is for you.
Welcome to another episode of Property Roundtable with myself, Harvey, and Rama, providing value-added service and advice and knowledge to the landed segment in Singapore and, of course, other residential properties. But for Roundtable, if you're first time you're listening to this, we are a landed-focused podcast. We are very focused on talking about landed properties in Singapore.
So it's the time of the year, bro. Half-year review.
Yes, 6 months into the year. 6 months it has been. With a lot of Trump gymnastics and a lot of interest rates has been falling. Good that. Some news with the SSD introduction. But more importantly, right, in these 6 months of first half 2025, right, what exactly happened? So, okay. First up, the prices are increasing based on the property price index, right? It is lah. So for first Q, right, it was 0.4%.
Right.
Which is nothing much to it. And in the second half, it actually rose by 0.7%. Okay, so that works out to be 1.1% for the first half.
How does it compare to last year same time?
Compared to last year same time, it's 4.5% last year for the first 6 months.
So what does that mean, bro?
That means that prices have still gone up, but at a more gradual and steady pace. Okay, so for sellers out there, so your price go up lah, but you also hold steady a bit because the buyers are also trying their best to catch up. But yet at the same time, the numbers do show a little more stability lah. So if you sort of like have a valuation, then you suddenly dump 1.5% up there, I don't think anyone is going to be running to the door unless your product is very good, unless it's very rare, unless you have a house that's very ready lah. So in terms of volume, so price-wise, of course, we see a creep, like 1.1. But in terms of volume, right, for the same period, for the first 2 quarters of 24, 25, Rama, what was the number?
Well, the results are out, okay. They both are in the 900s. That means there are about 900 plus transactions for last year. To be exact, it's 904.
Okay, for the first
as compared to this year, 964.
Okay, 60 more listings found new buyers compared to last year. Now, but they'll say, okay lah, volume is volume, right? So what is the total value? So last year for the first half of 2024, $4.83 billion worth of landed properties were shipped out and changed hands lah. But in the first half of 2025, right, even with a slight growth of 1.1%, the amount of total value transacted is actually 5.5 billion. So the landed market has that knack of providing very little increase in volume, right? But a lot more value transacted in the market. Now, that is actually attributed also to the type of properties that were sold. Why so? Because in the first half of 2025, right, about 311 semi-Ds were sold, up from 257 transactions in the same period.
Well, that's a notable point here, because usually terrace houses will always have the leader, in the leaderboard,
Correct.
But this time around, the semi-Ds have done well.
Correct. And they have actually reflected a year-on-year increase of 21% in terms of volume semi-D. So terrace houses also edged up slightly lah. 559 versus 546 last year, which is nothing to it, about 2.5%, which is very normal. I would say more inventory matches, or like what didn't transact in the first quarter or first 2 quarters last year transacted in the first half this year.
That's right.
And it's pretty accurate because semi-D and terrace houses, right, Rama, we know are people are looking into the segment usually start from here. Why do you think there's an increase in semi-D transactions, Rama?
Very good question, bro. Why do you think? I think because the gap in terms of quantum was not so much. So if they can afford a semi-D, why not? And coupled with the fact that compromises have been made along the way. And one big compromise is location.
Yeah. Correct.
So when you compromise on location,
correct,
you can definitely afford a semi-D.
Correct. Actually, this is a very true reflection. Because recently I was been working with some buyers, and we all started, in the terrace universe. Then after a while, we realized that maybe there's not as much options. And then they will go back and did their sums again. We talked about it, and they said, Harvey, if I pay down my car loan, right? I think my budget increase. And the increase is into the semi-D territory already. Or in fact, if they can buy a bigger corner terrace, the land size is bigger, the house is probably thereabouts. But they are willing to stretch. And the moment they stretch, right, they go into the semi-D territory. That's why I think a lot of value seekers out there are now talking about going to semi-D. So this brings back to some of the topics we brought about very early in the stage of this channel. We actually talk about we ask people to buy more land versus more house. And that being said, for those who need to stay, they still look for a two-story structure, which we also talk about very early in the stage of this channel.
Yep.
Obviously, with the land prices going up, semi-D at one stage became unaffordable for people because they're still searching for the inter-terraces, right? But with more and more people putting value into trying to find a structure or trying to find something that is more done up, right? Naturally, the prices of those that are more done up, right, have scaled up to a certain level that people are willing to pay a premium to get a house that's more done up. And that makes the quantum price of that house in a terrace closer to the less done up house in the semi-D. And once Rama also said this, which is damn accurate, which is people swap districts. So case in point, if you have been trying to find something in District 15, then you cannot find. What do? You spill into District 16 and you spill into District 14. Actually, they are really quite close. Right? If you look at it from a logistics standpoint, unless you're specifically gunning for a certain school, I think there's a lot of options out there. So Rama is spot on about that. Now, one of the things that the market notice also is in terms of people always trying to find who are these upgraders, who are these buyers, right? So case in point, out of the 964 transactions, right, about 108 of them came from a HDB address, 849 came from private, right? And then a couple of extras that came from nowhere, maybe first time purchase, right? So compare that to 2024 first half, right? There are more private owners that actually anchored the transaction.
Which is normal.
Which is normal.
Yeah, which is normal.
Which is normal. Also because I feel that one of the reasons why I can see this is I think that the HDB market prices have gone up. I think a lot of HDB owners, right, their expectations have also gone up. Which also slows down their process in securing the right buyer. So whilst they take time to achieve their dream price, their target prices, right? It slows down their momentum towards securing something because they can't buy until they sell their HDB.
Correct. That's where I always tell them, bro, for a couple of 10,000s, don't. Because the time that you waste here to get into the landed space is going to cost you even more.
Correct. And this is not just an advice as a tabletop advisor. This is real cases. We work with clients where we told them that, hey, you when you're selling your HDB, right, once every cent counts to your ultimate price or budget, right, but the percentage increases in the landed segment grows by quite some. So let's say even a 1% price index doesn't mean that it's 1% on price. It means that generally the price index went up by, compared to last quarter, it went up, right? But in terms of absolute quantum, some quantums are higher than others. So the more lucrative or the better ones that are sought after, right, the price can jump fast and the movement of that asset can move really fast. So the time you spend waiting for your dream price for your HDB, right, is going to hamper your access into the landed segment. And we can say this with no emotions because it is what it is. You want a piece of pie into the landed segment, you have to make these strategic decisions that most of the time, a lot of people, when they don't engage people, they don't talk to people, they don't. We come from a space where we deal with different kinds of people. We come from a space where we deal with different kinds of emotions. And I think that it helps you with a very clear strategy as to what you want to do next.
And I say this with a lot of conviction, and I'm very proud of it. That we played a part in a lot of them upgrading from HDB to landed. And when we started the show, we didn't think of it that way. But when it started off that way, we felt, this is nice, man. You know.
Yeah.
So and we take lots of pride upgrading people from HDB to landed.
Yeah.
And we still continue to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the numbers are doing strong right now. Yeah. It's still above 100.
So recently, I chat with one of the clients that we served maybe a year into the channel, and they have since sold their condo, and then they have secured a landed in the Serangoon Garden. And candidly, we spoke about whether it was a good purchase. At that point in time, it seems to be on the high side. But now, it seems like on hindsight, it was a wonderful move because it's located in a very good location in Serangoon Garden. It is a very affordable quantum at 4.2 million with a 2-story house, which is the land size is quite big as well. It is a move in, there's possibility to move in without doing much to the house. So if you look at it, right, when we had that discussion, we also said that we needed to make that move quick. Not just for the fact of pricing, also for the fact of inventory. Because when someone buys that house, it's unlikely that you can buy into the house after a long time. So we also did in our last episode, let's say last episode, I think we talked about seller stamp duty.
Yep.
We mentioned that there will hardly be any impact. I think now we should expand this topic and say why we feel there's hardly any impact on the landed market is because, right, as Rama and I both know, right, landed home buyers are hoarders. They are owner-occupiers and they are legacy holders.
Yeah. Harvey says this a lot of time.
Yeah. Rama, so as mentioned in our last episode, we talked about seller stamp duty. It doesn't have any impact or people being hoarders, right? And when you see numbers like these in terms of like people moving and more volume transacted, right? Anything comes to your mind that you think is advice to our buyers out there or sellers out there? Like with these numbers, as if right now, we at this stage of the episode, right?
Yeah.
What do you think are the things that you want to like give an advice to the viewers?
I it's more than an advice. I can explain the hoarders. Okay, it's not just hoarders, but there are people who join force to buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Multi-gen.
Multi-gen. They stay together and everything. So a lot of such moves are being noticed right now.
Yeah.
That means they sell a couple of their HDBs and then they want to
combine.
move in, combine. So these kind of things are happening, and to them, like what you said, right? They will just stay there one. SSD, nothing. It's okay one. Yeah. They just go through the SSD, no problem.
Yeah.
They just enjoy staying together. They have a bigger space.
Correct.
They already planned it. Yeah.
Correct. And I think all these the profile of the buyers may change, but the utility and the angle of buying a landed property doesn't really change. How they use it, how they want to use it, whether as a tool to step up in the property wealth creation or as a tool to gather everybody to have that space for everybody to gather together.
Yep.
All points towards having a longer hold towards it.
That's right.
Because the landed market is inventory tight, meaning that it's very unlikely that you will get like a site that the government will say, oh, this is all just for landed. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not going to say it's an absolute no, but it's very unlikely. Yep. So I think the supply is tight.
That's right.
And of course, to some of our viewers out there who have reached out to us, you own houses above $10 million.
Yep, this category.
So this category let us talk more to you about it. So in the first half of 2025, right, 82 transactions were done above 10 million.
That's right.
This is not your typical pool of buyers and sellers, right? You're probably in the top, I don't know how many percent. Yep. But compared to last year in the first half, right, it's about 73. I would say that it's considered quite almost the same, quite steady growth.
Actually, this part, right, it also includes the GCBs.
Yes,
that means all the way up to 50, 60, 70 million, also under this category. So you can see, right, the numbers from last year to this year is just increased by 9, okay? And they are double digit. They are not triple digit, okay? One reason why I see it has increased a little bit more than last year is because you must have been seeing this news, money laundering, stuff happening and all these things. So people in this category have been a little bit more quiet for some time.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're slowly coming out. Okay, let's start selling.
Yeah.
But these same properties used to transact even at higher prices.
Yeah.
They have actually dropped.
Yeah.
Because I don't see a GCB that is hitting above 60 in a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all within the 50s range. If you notice, if you want statistics on this, you can always message us. But they are all like in the 50s now.
Yeah, I think one of our episodes where we've done before is how do the ultra high net worth people behave. And I think in terms of their buying behavior, it shows that they have confidence in the market.
Yep.
And secondly, it's also because I think the interest rates has also come off. And I think that for people buying at a bigger quantum, Rama has said this before, that don't be surprised that people are buying these high quantums are still doing very high leverage. They are very high leverage. And for example, if you're buying a $30 million house, assume you leverage half of it, it's like 15 million. I think every single percentage point that drops, or like basis points that drop from the interest cost, right, it is significant to them, right? So in that regard, I think it shows some strength in the overall market in terms of landed. So as always, right, we value add, right? So these statistics of the price going up, in all I can say is this: the landed market continues to have bias, even in its worst, most difficult period. I think last year, 2024 first half, right, we were still fighting a lot of interest rate issues. Yeah. But even then, it came out with a not bad number, 904. Today we have 964. Yep. Interest rates have come up from as high as 4% to now almost 2%. 2% of interest cost, and it has generated about 60 more transactions in the same period of time.
Yep.
That also means that for the people who are buying the landed segment, they may not be as sensitive to interest cost versus what they want to achieve. So typically they come off a position that they have made money. They have a property that they have sold, they have made money.
Okay.
They are more keen to get on to it, get around it, and then go in and manage the finance later. That means they can change the financing package along the way, but they cannot get that asset anymore. Yep. So they may be more asset-centric, because all the inquiries that come through to us through the last 2 years, right, was never much about, Harvey, do you think we should buy the property after the interest rates fall? Or Rama, do you think that I can only consider buying after the interest rates have clarity? We are the ones providing the clarity and or like the way forward for them. Yep. But it is not high up their hierarchy in terms of talking about interest rates.
I do remember in the past we used to talk about interest rates and how it affects purchasers, buying, momentum and all this thing. But I can assure you now, it doesn't make a difference anymore already.
Yeah.
Because every other day as we speak, tomorrow the price changes and it changes upwards.
Yeah. So last but not least, right, I think this is something that will be very interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah.
How many landed homes were transacted in which districts?
Wow.
So there was a time, right? Usually Chinese New Year we will do focus, right? And we will do forecast, then we will talk about predictions. Yeah. We talk about two districts particularly. We talk about District 13, we talk about District 14, we talk about District 26 or was it? I can't remember. But the top 10 transacted districts are in Singapore, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So on 10th, right, District 23 is at 31 transactions. So if you are staying in this, you're here, listen for your own district.
Wow, bro.
District 21, 37.
I'm quite surprised, man. District 10 and 11 came in top 10.
District 11, 48.
Yeah.
District 13, okay this one fast rising, 54.
We will flash it up, okay? Yeah.
So quantum centric. D10, 71.
Yep.
D20, 72. Okay this one abang adik same
Yeah.
D16, which we always talk about very early in our channel about the sister effect. D16 has 88.
88, yeah.
D28, we talked about them being value there, has now skyrocketed to 108.
Yep. And not surprising, at number 2,
D15, 113, and D19, 169. Yep. The most notable to me would be District 28 at 108 transactions, which is quite some. I think District 13 we have mentioned before, 54. And now one below top 10 is District 14 seated with 30 transactions.
Yep.
We have mentioned before that we see a lot of value in District 14. We see a lot of value in District 16, but they are fast chasing and they have fast been moving. So again, these people, actually, I mean, we've been on channel for 2 years. We know people comment will be like, hey, you should compare 169 D19 transaction against the total number of inventory in District 19. Yes, I mean, if we want to get into the details of data, right, which we can really deep dive, but that number or statistic would actually have no relevance because the inventory there is not like a ticker on like stock index.
Yep.
It is not a bid-ask thing where as long as you have a house there, we can bid and buy a house there. It depends on the seller whether they want to sell or not. It is apparent that a bigger the district, there will be more units being sold because of the amount of inventory. But if I may say, then if I look at something like a District 16, which doesn't have that much inventory, seated with 88 transactions, which is around half of what D19 is doing, then for sure I can say that the speed and momentum in that district is high. District 13 is a small district as well, but with 54 transactions, which is probably a third of what D19 is doing, also shows a lot of speed and strength. And Rama's point is very correct. Like D11 and D10, right? They're actually like 71 and 48 transactions, which is a lot.
Yeah.
So it is not just value seekers out there. It is not just people who are choosing to be near certain schools.
Yep.
I think on the overall perspective of this breakdown, right, we see that people are picking up landed properties all over Singapore, right, with a clear goal of acquiring a landed property.
Yep.
So if today you're still very stuck with which district should I buy in or which quantum should I buy, which type of property do you want to buy into the landed segment, right? All I can say is we have to start opening our minds to a lot of different things.
Yep.
And our advice that we've given through the last 2 years has always been very straightforward. We talk about getting a position.
Yep.
So Rama, if you see this breakdown, what are other things that you think
actually we are more or less we're also very data driven, okay, and we can't showcase every different filters on what we can do, what we can achieve in the show. So we work with a lot of private clients. Okay, we go in depth. Okay, we've understand why District 19 or why District 28 has come up, and we use such things to come up with what's the right price point, right price point. Okay, and these are things that we do for our private clients. So if you are in the market to sell or even buy, okay, I think do send us inquiry on our link. Yep, and we can have a lot of other fun facts. Like I can show you one, share with you one fun fact. Okay, compared to 2024 and 2025, there were 2 HDB dwellers, okay, who bought a landed more than 10 million. In 2024. But in 2025, nobody managed to pass the 10 million mark from a HDB to landed.
Correct.
These are the little fun facts that we can even deep dive into. You know?
And also just to share candidly, the highest transaction, the highest quantum transaction in the good class bungalow market was 58 million. And it was a tie with both District 10 and District 11 at $58 million. Can you imagine like such quantums of houses that are being transacted, and above 10 million, to be honest, are really for the exclusive crowd. So that doesn't stop your goal. If you want to cross over from the 6 to the 7 million, 6-0 to the 7-0 club, and from the 7-0 club to the 8-0 club, right? I think this is what these people are all doing. It doesn't mean that all landed owners came from money. A lot of them who started with no money, they went into landed and they have also grown from there. So if your dream and aspiration is to ride on this Singapore story of residential, if you think that you have done your rounds in condo, or if you think that you need to go through your round in condo to then make your way into landed, and you want a very long-term planning game into creating asset wealth in the residential segment in Singapore with all the noises in the market, but where do you eventually want to go? If you want to go into the landed segment, then I think that at the table here, we are more than apt to give you advice to do so. So if you were to see a WhatsApp form below, contact us through the WhatsApp form, and we will schedule a consultation with you, and we hope to work with you exclusively to give you the right advice through the journey lah. So if you like what I watched so far, please share. I think this kind of video surely got a lot of people want to watch one now, because they just want to see the result, right? Feel shocked about what you hold, feel scared about what you haven't gone into. Feel free to share this with your friends, and also ask them to subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
And more exciting stuff coming up. And yes, we did mention in one of our videos previously that we want to do a live show. We are planning for that. So see you very soon in our next few episodes. Bye-bye.